Hey, it's Chris, the Three Beacon Marketing co-founder with Aaron. I'm here today with a client of ours, Alexandria at Conquest. Her and Ross run that brand, and she came on today to talk through the relationship that we've had over the years, and just what that's like. So, Alexandria, if you don't mind, maybe sharing a little bit about you and the role at Conquest, and then what you guys do and what you guys sell.
So I'm Alexandria. I'm the digital marketing manager here at Conquest Maps, and we are the leader in pushpin travel maps. We basically created the industry and have forged the way for the product in general, cultivated the demand with that. So my role here, I manage basically every part of our marketing from socials to emails. We work with paid ads. So yeah, I've got my hands in a lot of things, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's been great working with you guys. Can you maybe start with kind of what things were like before we started talking? Because I know Ben had referred us over to you guys initially. What was that kind of like for Conquest before we started working together?
So to be honest, our email automations were kind of a mess. We didn't have a really, defined strategy on those. We didn't really have, on our team, we didn't necessarily have the experience. So that's where you came in and were able to get those set up for us. And our automations have basically just been chugging along ever since, which has been really convenient for us.
Yeah, yeah. Talk me through, I guess, the process of identifying which flows to build, and then basically the process of getting those things basically planned, built, and live. Because I know there's a lot of questions around what's the timeline for getting a flow and making it live. And we did a whole system for you guys. So can you talk me through kind of that process and what your take was on it?
Do you mean like the process of setting up?
Yeah, like working to get together to get those live,
Oh,
like
okay.
communicating with you, working through the process of like this is a welcome flow, this is a banning car flow, etc. What was that? What was that like for you guys?
Yeah, so the process of getting them set up was super simple and great. You were really good at calling out opportunities for automations. So there were several, that we hadn't really ever implemented. We hadn't really worked a lot with abandoned carts, abandoned checkouts, things like that. So that was super helpful. It was great that you really went above and beyond just the typical welcome and post-purchase flow and really
Mhm.
created automations that could target people wherever they were in their buying process with us, and helping to build those relationships that way. So,
Yeah,
yeah, as far as the process, it was very, very streamlined and easy. You would see an opportunity and call it out, work on the strategy, and then before we knew it, the flow was created. So,
yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been real fun working on those flows for you guys and helping with the brand and stuff, especially with all the changes you guys are going through now with just the other products and things like that. That's always fun too. Talk me through like your time commitment that you had to put in to actually get these flows live, because that's some questions too that people might have. Is like, okay, I hired Chris to build these flows. How much time do I actually have to commit to getting this done?
right. So I would tell those people the time is much less than you would expect.
Mm,
The bulk of my time going into creating these automations was really just reviewing your strategy, discussing it with you, and reviewing them once they were ready to go live. So not a whole lot.
yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So, I guess what next question I'd like to know is like, what is something that surprised you about working with myself at 3BM? It can be business, it can be email, anything unique that you didn't expect to happen.
So I was surprised by the relationship focus in your
Mm,
emails. So not only did they accomplish the marketing side, pushing the products, the promotions, bringing people back, but a lot of them were plain text. They were very conversational. They were
mm,
they were written directly from the brand or from Ross. And I came from a world where every email from a brand was graphic heavy and super
mhm,
branded, overly promotional, I even would say. So I thought that was surprising and really refreshing. It really showed
mm,
that, there's ways as a brand to build these relationships with our customers or our future customers that make us seem like real people. And I think that your
mm.
emails did a great job of that.
Yeah. I remember it was either you or Ross messaging us or messaging me and saying, "Hey, when your emails are getting replies." And I think maybe it was a campaign idea, but some of the flows people were responding in because we shared a review or something like that. And then with your customer support, Janice, the just like her letting us know like people are responding to these things. I thought that was really cool. So,
Yeah, we
um,
still get a lot of responses to the flows,
yeah.
because like I was mentioning, they're very conversational, and we ask them questions too. So that's
Hmm.
another thing that I liked about them is they were, calling on them to engage back with us. So
Hmm.
that was great, but that was also
That's
surprising and awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love the fact I love like building relationships with people so they feel like it's a real person on the other side of the send. When it comes to results, either getting stuff built or specific dollar amounts or anything like that, what's something that stuck out to you after we got the flows built?
Definitely the efficiency of the revenue that was coming in
Hmm.
from the flows. So previously, like I mentioned, they were kind of a mess, not very cohesive, very disjointed, and we were missing a lot of opportunities with our
Hmm.
automated email flows. So yeah, definitely seeing a very steady amount of revenue being attributed to those each week and each month was just great to see.
Yeah, the predictability of it, I think, right? Being able to say, okay, every time I look at email, there's going to be a set number of revenue we're collecting.
Mhm.
And if the list grows, that number just keeps going up because those flows are running in perpetuity. So,
Right.
yeah, I appreciate that. A couple more questions for you. If somebody were on the fence, if they're like, I'm not really sure, I have some more questions, or what would you tell them about the way that I do flows, or the way that we build flows out for them? What would you tell them to get them off the fence and say, hey, you should do this?
I would tell them that the time that they're going to save by not having to
Hmm.
create, build, and manage those on their own is going to turn out to be invaluable to them. That's what I found. So I would
Yeah,
tell them if you're on the fence, just do it.
yeah, awesome, that's great. And then any final thoughts you want to share with the relationship that we've built and the work that we've done together?
Yeah, so final thoughts. I would just say if you are an e commerce brand and your email automations are not set up in the way that they really should be, then you are losing out on a lot of money. And
Mhm.
if you need somebody to help get those put together, Chris is your guy.
Awesome, thank you. Then Alexandria, do you want to share a little bit about Conquest and where people can find your guys' products?
Yeah, so you can shop our pushpin maps at conquestmaps.com. We offer personalized maps so that you can celebrate and track your life story around the world, around the country, around your state. And yeah, we're on a mission to help 1 million people to celebrate their life stories. And if you're watching this and this sounds like something you'd be interested in, we would love to have you join us.
Awesome, thanks so much.